Welcome in, everybody. Before we get into this morning's update, I want to go over a quick overview of what's going on across the markets, as this is very important. As you can see behind me, I've got it to where you can see to where it's not mirrored. But when I do the actual update, I'm going to have to show my screen record, so you're going to have to see this mirrored again. But at least for when I do the intros, this will be a lot easier to understand. Right now, you can see the Dow is down 32.5 points, S&P's down 4.68, NASDAQ's down 1685. But right now, the most important story is Bitcoin's right around 28,000 at the 28,040 level. We've got XRP sitting at 0.4621, and this is a very critical spot in the chart because if we fall under here and lose these areas of support around the 459, it's going to be very ugly and it's going to get very disturbing here for XRP very quickly. So if you're a holder, if you're looking to buy XRP, make sure you watch this update so you can see the proper times to actually buy and the most opportune times to buy XRP, so you're not losing money time and time again. Also, I'm also going to take a little look into XLM, as that's going to be another area that I want to explore a little bit deeper. And with DGB, as I would like to get back on track with the XRP, XLM, and DGB, as those are my three favorites to cover. And then also, if you're watching this update, make sure you hit the like button. And when you're watching from the sidelines, I respect each and every one of you, but understand the time put in. A lot of people would rather kick me in the nuts than shake my hand, hey, Tom, congratulations. Thank you for putting in the time, doing the work that I too should be doing, but doing it diligently for 2 years and not missing a day. We greatly appreciate it. So we're going to hit the like button, or your content sucks. It's absolutely horrible. I still appreciate you doing it, but you're wrong. And I'm going to hit that dislike button. Whichever way you want to do it, I don't give a flying fuck. Just hit that like button or dislike button. Show me who's boss. Show me you care. Hit that motherfucking like button or dislike button. Do it as you please. I'll see you after the intro. Good morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, April 21st, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So, as we can see, Bitcoin is right around the 28,000 level. It's at 28,065 approximately. We've got XRP sitting at 0.4624, down 2.73% on the day. But I'm going to show you what the hell is going on. Are we creating something that's sustainable on the drop down, or is this just another setup to start shorting some of the, or start liquidating some of the shorts now, just like we liquidated the longs? The crypto markets and the all markets alike where you trade, they have a maniacal and sick plan. They like to liquidate everybody. They do. They like to liquidate everybody. And yes, I know some of you are seeing my hair and you're like, oh my God, he actually has hair. What the fuck is he wearing a hat for? Well, I am almost 40. I turned 40 this year, so I'm very happy that I still have the hair I do and that it looks the way it does. I do have a big forehead because I have a big brain, so we can't hide that. So, got to have a big brain. You're going to have a big forehead. You got to cover it. It's just the way it goes. At least that's the way that I speculate, or the way I tell myself. So, XRP is at 0.461. So I guess we should start here. I guess we should start right around here. Nah. I disagree. I think we need to take a look at the US dollar, because for one brief moment today, it was over 102. And we need to see what's going on with the US dollar, because here's what's going on, folks. And I might have a few emergency podcasts, so I want to let you know in the comments, or I want you to let me know in the comments what you would think about me not only doing XRP, because I'm going to do XRP, but I might have a few emergency podcasts on the emerging disaster with the US dollar, with what's going on with the Brics nations, and how they're essentially agreeing to use the Chinese yuan in replacement of the US dollars to pay Saudi Arabia for oil. And then the Saudis, in return for the Chinese yuan, would send gold. So basically putting us back on the gold standard in a sense, and the Chinese yuan temporarily taking the place of the US dollar for the Brics nations to get, you guessed it, their oil, making the US dollar obsolete and us going into a very, very big shitstorm. But that's going to come. I'm going to be doing more podcast style updates where it involves not just crypto, the entire world. I have a cesspool of knowledge and I think it's time to let it out. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. So the DXY, and if you're not prepared, I'm telling you right now, you better start flipping in some stuff to gold. You better start flipping it into some silver. We're going to be doing silver stacking episode number 9, probably over the weekend. I haven't done it in a couple weeks because I wanted to see what would happen around the $2,000 level. But this is a very important time for everybody to get in tune with what's going on with the dollar. And I'm going to have to break it down for everybody because I see a lot of bullshit over YouTube. And honestly, I'm sick and tired of it. If you've seen a different attitude out of me the last couple of days, I'm fucking fed up. I honestly don't care anymore. I think this society has gone too much into the, oh my God, I'm offended mode. And it's time to just, it's got to be real and raw. And if you don't like it, I don't fucking know what to say. But this is how I do things best. So the DXY at 101.84. I still think we could be on this inverse head and shoulders. If it pans out this way, it would have to round out about, I might have put it up a little bit too high. We might need to see one drop, but this could be okay right here. But I would have liked to have rounded it out a little bit lower, but that's okay. The point is it could be creating an inverted head and shoulders that could very well bring it back up to the 103.67. But if not, this would just continue to fall, and this could be the end of the U.S. dollar. I'm speculating that they're not just going to let the U.S. dollar die right now. I'm speculating, ladies and gentlemen, that they're not just going to let it die today. But if they do, it's not going to look good. It's not going to look good. And we're going to find ourselves under that 100.34. And then we're going to start coming back down into the huge bed, these patterns that are way down here. And if we come back down there, the dollar's dead. The dollar dies. I've been covering the dollar. This chart doesn't just go back a week, a month. And a lot of people laughed at me when I did this before we had the big run up in the dollar. But hey, you know what? I don't care. I've been watching the dollar since 1979. Even though I was born in 1983, I've been watching this pattern since 1979. Oh, and it's tedious when you break it down from the monthly into the weekly and into the daily when you see some of these influxes, but it's unbelievable what happens. Simultaneously, when the US dollar does that, I've been watching the gold and silver. Yes, again, it's very tedious, ladies and gentlemen. But the reason I'm showing you this is I think a lot of times things get lost in translation. I know a lot more than crypto, and the reason why I can predict the market so good and get in the proper times and ride these nice waves and then get out before the wave ends, or able to sell in 2021 and not need to buy back for a year and a half and understand that it's okay. We're going to get to the levels I want and then some. Because I understand economics. I understand the entire function of these charts. I've been covering the gold chart. Like I said, I was born in 1983. My gold coverage, it's farther back than this, but I seen it, deemed it necessary. Oh man, it's so hard to see in the weekly though. See how it does that? But this is actually moved up here. I started watching it back here in 1970 in gold. The gold silver chart's the same thing. Silver is so undervalued. It's the most undervalued commodity in the world. It's basically, oh man. I've been looking at that since the 70s, and it's just, there's a whole line of shit that's going on right now. They're not telling everybody. So I hope you stay tuned for when I do my silver stacking episode number 9. I got a lot of knowledge that's going to be coming out. And you know what? It's going to be more than XRP. I'm going to do XRP only updates, but you're going to hear a lot more information from this station and channel that has to do with the impending doom with the US dollar as well, because that has a direct impact on cryptocurrency. Has a direct impact. If the US dollar is tanking, the chances are crypto could go on a huge run. If the dollar is diving, cryptocurrency, it's going to cost more to buy it. Just like gold's going to skyrocket. If the dollar is tanking, assets cost more to buy. Our dollar isn't worth as much. So it might be worth more, but in the bottom line, it ain't worth dick. So we got to get on top of this, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get on top of this. And if I'm hurting your feelings, that's what I was sent here to do. I figured out my calling. Any idiot can give you the information. Only the ones who understand it truthfully can tell you it exactly the way it is because they understand it at a minute level. That's why I was put here. If I make you question what you're doing, I've done my job. If you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs and you haven't had to think at all, and you haven't considered anything I've said, or you're just going to do what some schlub says on YouTube, I haven't done shit right. If you're questioning everything you once knew and you're like, holy shit, the US dollar is going away, what the hell is the BRICS nations? What's going on? What do you mean? Should I be worried? Then I've done my job. The more emotional responses I see in the comments, the better. The more times you tell me I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, the better. I used to get offended. Now I take it as a badge of honor. Please, express yourself. Especially if you think I'm doing a bad job. Hell, even if you think I'm doing a good job. The point is if we're communicating, we get on the same level. One thing we've lost in society is the moment somebody tells us something we don't want to hear, we'll block them, we'll cut them off, they're family, friends, we won't talk to them anymore. Instead, we should be like, holy shit, he's not telling me what I want to hear, so maybe he does know something. Or he's putting in all this time for what? Why isn't he having paid advertisements on here? Maybe he wants us to understand what they're not telling us. So I'm here. Hit that like button. Hit that motherfucking like button. We're back in this descending triangle basically in XRP. You can call it whatever you want, but we got this falling resistance, falling support. We've fallen back below the 482. And this isn't to scare anybody, but let me go to the short-term chart just so we can see where we're technically trending. We're probably trending down to this 432 level, assuming that this isn't the bottom. If we put in at least a short-term bottom here, and that's not, oh my God, the bear market. I mean the pattern bottom. Because it sure as hell doesn't look like it. But what it does look like could happen is a lot of times, and I tell you this when it's running up, and I'll tell you this when it's running down. A lot of times, this looks like it should be the time when it just automatically comes here, but what'll end up happening more times than not? We will somehow get a break point for no reason, retest the break point where we have the death cross in the 4 hour, which is the 20 crossing the 200. And some say it's the 50. I don't care. I'm doing it with the 20 crossing the 200 because it gives me the 20 day all the way out 200. So I have more of a timeline, more of a proof of work. So I'm looking for that retest up there, and that's probably going to be around the 482 level. Unless this dilly-dallies, I suppose it could be around 475, but I don't think so. So more than likely, before we get a breakdown to the 432, we're going to get false hope, probably to inject more confidence that the market could rebound or could rally. And then if they're really going to liquidate the longs even more, this would be a proper spot where they at least load it back up. And I know the market's already come back up, but for XRP, it hasn't come back up to where I would like it to. Since we fell down here, we haven't had to push back up to confirm that this golden cross reversed down to a death cross now. This has to happen, and we're going to have to get some validity to break down even farther. That's how you get the confirmation. Oh my God, we're very weak in this area. Nobody would even stay here, and then they just sell it out anyhow. So now everybody up here, everybody in here is fucked, and now everybody in here. And now everybody who's down here and bought pre-pump down around 35 to 37 cents, even though it went down here, yes, but it didn't do it in a straight line. So right when that quantitative easing was announced, around XRP dropped to about the 0.356 level. That's where it bounced up from. Now everybody who bought at the 0.356 level, if it falls to that 0.432, they're feeling uncomfortable, especially if they're not long holders. So have a plan. Have a very big plan, because this is nothing more than bend you over central. Just pay attention to what the charts are saying too. I can't be any clearer when I talk. Some people will say, Tom, the children need to hear it. Do you want your kids growing up in a world where they can't get by because they're so offended by everything? Maybe the best thing you can do is let them see exactly what's going on. Tell them exactly who their politicians are. Tell them exactly what the government is. Tell them exactly what's going on in the world. But I can't say anymore, otherwise I might be banned. So we better get back to technical analysis. I'm going to be a good boy. So with XLM, we got 945. We got 945. And that's a critical support. You can already see the death cross in the 4 hour in XLM. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for anybody. And yeah, some people will say I don't give the updates on XLM. I'm sorry you had to wait 14 minutes, but this is the way I do my updates. It's a free-flowing update. If you watch this entire update from front to back, you will understand the agenda that started from the intro to the outro. And the outro is me just ending the damn video. So we got this pattern formation. And would I be surprised now? No, I would not. This is exactly what I'm talking about with XRP. Bam, bam, hold a little zone, and then come back up here where you had the break point. That's where the 20 crossed the 200. Even though XRP hasn't done it, XLM already has. But it wouldn't surprise me if we get a retest of this point right here. And that would put you right about the 0.09986 level. So, and the technical target right now is 0.0878 because we had a breakdown instead of a breakout. We had a fake out. Bam. Consolidated. Hit here again. Instead of breaking out, drop like a fucking rock. So the market's unpredictable, and that's why you have to plan. Plan before it happens. And DGB, and then I gotta let you go. This update's getting very long. I gotta deal with stuff at home. DGB is one of the ones that's performed pretty well today. It's come back up here as well to retest these areas. This is what I'm assuming is going to happen with some of the other ones. But DGB is doing it a lot quicker. But DGB, you want to watch here now. If DGB could somehow get back on top of like that 985 level, then we could try to talk about a little bit of a reversal. Maybe DGB breaks up out of here. And maybe it was some kind of inverted head and shoulders we're trying to put in. Bam, bam. Maybe it comes back. So we'll see. We'll see. We can't confirm anything, but I definitely see a lot of the market going to do similarly to what DGB has already done. Conversely, if the market breaks down, it's going to be a very big problem. But this is where the rally can start. These are where the unimaginable rallies happen, where people go short all of a sudden after a 5 to 10% drop. And they're like, what the fuck? We're down 4%. But it's still a 6% drop. And then it continues on after they sell out. And they're like, what the hell is going on? I don't understand. You have a death cross approaching here in DGB. We had the bearish cross. Now we're retesting the 989 level and ultimately where I showed before on the other chart. And if this fails, DGB's in some trouble. It's not just in trouble, it's in deep shit. Because then it's got to come back underneath. And it doesn't seem like a lot ever with DGB. But the first underneath is right here at 0.0934. Breaks that at 087, 0802. And once you break those, you got the 006 under here, about 0064. But after those levels, there's not a lot. That's how you get to those unbelievable numbers. But we took the painful route, folks. I have no doubt we're still in a bear market rally. I would have loved to see Bitcoin go to 45K and XRP go to 80 to 85 cents on this bear market rally. It would have allowed a lot more downside liquidity. But we'll see what happens from here. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this update, make sure you hit that like button. If you were offended, hit that dislike button for God's sake. Don't be a pussy. If you want to trade like you see me trading, or if you want to just trade XRP in the USA because it's a lot harder to do nowadays with all the regulations, in the video description below and or pinned comments, I have 2 great ways so that you can futures trade up to 250x long and short in the market and no spot fees when you buy and sell. That's Mexi and or BitGet. I'm not paid in any way by them, so I'm telling you what I trade with. I don't really care if you use it or not, but I would implore you to use something where you're not getting crushed on spot fees. If you want to join Tom's Army, if you want to send a donation, which I don't expect anybody to because I haven't gotten one of those in a while, or if you want to send XRP, that's all in the video description below and or pinned comment. But most importantly, hit that subscribe button if you've learned anything in this update. If you would like to learn more and you want to see the next update because you're at least intrigued because I might entertain you. Who knows? Maybe I'm entertaining. I might not give the best charts to you, but maybe I'm entertaining you and maybe you've had a laugh today at my expense. If that's the case, you better damn well hit that like button because if I'm giving you a laugh, there's no free laughs in this house. We're broke. We're broke. I'm just kidding. You don't have to hit the like button. Just hit the subscribe button. The subscribe button's a lot easier. Join the other 16,100 that have, for some reason, in the last 2 years, maybe because they feel sorry for me because I haven't taken a day off since March 28th of 2021. That is not a joke. You can look back at my record. So by pity, by empathy, or by appreciation, it doesn't matter to this guy. Just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and consider joining Tom's Army. Hashtag be better, do better. Hashtag fight assassins, and remember, help one person each and every day. Because if I don't do my part and you don't do your part, I really mean this. What the hell's the point? We don't want to do this alone. I started doing this on YouTube because there were so many fudsters and so many people that were talking the bullshit, sharing their links, sharing those motherfucking links, and telling you to join their trading alerts. I just put it all out here for free, okay? And then if you do decide to join Tom's Army, I do have a Telegram. Nothing special, just all of us guys and gals hanging out. I share the daily XRP charts, or I share the daily technical analysis. I just write about it each and every morning when I get up. And that's it. You have some inner fighting, you have some good times, all fun and love, when money's on the line, I suppose, because emotions need to stay in check. And if you keep your emotions in check, you're going to have a very, very fun time. I'm having a very, very fun time. My portfolio has never looked better. And the bottom line is gain an understanding. But do it for free. Don't pay somebody else. Just stay here, hit that subscribe button, and day after day after day, I guarantee you one thing. I'll tell you what you need to know. You might not like it, but I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to see, exactly what you need to know, and you're going to understand exactly where you stand in the market when you get done watching these updates. Good or bad, we're on the same page, on the same team. God bless.